No, I don't mind. I need to do that too. Um, I know. Here, I'll do that for you. Yeah. No, I'm sorry with this too. Ooh. I won't touch anything. Not today, but
Sometimes do it in J. Yeah, I mean, we didn't have a chance to go over keys, but I mean, the way that they are is probably the way they are. Are we doing all of this?
Yeah, I think we should because it kind of is a preamble to.
It leads into very good sheer reduction G. No.
people are entering. continue with Yedid Nefesh on page 2. Yedid Nefesh Harachaman, Yedid Nefesh Harachaman, Mishok Avdecha. Shabbat Shalom.
You will notice I did not become a cantor. We switched sides to see if it would be better to have our Jammin' Jews on that side, so we had our handicap accessible ramp available. It does not work better, so we are going to try something else next time because this makes it hard for you to come up and do honors. So we're trying. So tonight I'm over here. You can stare at Barbara and the band all you would like.
Thank you.
I would like to thank Frida Marhi for being our greeter this evening, thank Greg for the sound, Gary for our maintenance team representing the entire team, as well as Officer Andrews, who is out in the Welcome Center making sure all of us are safe. So, of course, we have the Jammin' Jews, led by Barbara Mazer, and I know that you can read all about them, at least their pictures. We're going to interview them so that you can have a whole section on each of them in the pamphlet put together. I also hope you grabbed a High Holiday booklet back there. High Holidays begin extremely soon. We are already in the month of Elul, which is the prep for High Holidays, but Slichot officially begins the High Holidays, and we do not end until Simchat Torah. So in the back, you'll be able to see activities we'll be having the entire time, as well as your way to sign up for those activities. So I hope you'll, whether you're looking at it now or during my sermon, it's okay. I hope that you will flip through the pages. So we are going to begin this evening with the candle blessing on page 10. I invite Barbara Mazer to join me in the singing.
Blessed are you who commands us to kindle the lights of Shabbat. Blessed are you who commands us to kindle the lights of Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech haolam asher Kiddushanu
We continue now on page 12. I'm getting there.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kadsho be'ava uvratzon hinhilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit uyom tehillah lemikroei kodesh zeher letziat mitzrayim kivanu leharta kivanu midashta mikol ha'amim Shabbat.
I think I mentioned this probably the last time I had to do Kiddush on my own, that's probably that really expensive, fancy, heavy glass maker that Sue and Mike mentioned I could have had a gift from. That is really, I've got to use my other arm next time lifting that Kiddush cup. If you would love to accept the honors, I know that Allison and I call people all week long to bring you up onto the bima for different honors. So if you have not had the invitation extended to you yet, please let us know. We're going first with birthdays, anniversaries, and yahrzeits, but if you'd like to join us on the bima, it's so nice to have you all up here. So in the future, just say yes, and then you don't have to hear me do Kiddush. We are going to continue now with Shir Chadash on page 14.
Adonai
moment, we will join together on page 24, but first I want to make sure that, although I fully will embarrass them, that I welcome the rabbis Torup and Feldstein to the congregation. It is your congregation before it is mine, but I'm happy to be standing up here in honor of all of us. The Chetzi Kaddish is on page 24.
Yitkada v'yitkada shemei rabba.
Amen.
B'yoma divrachute v'yamlik machute. B'chayechon uv'yomechon. Uchayet kol beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala. Ubisman kariv. V'meru. Amen. Yehei shmei rabba mevorach le'olam ol mehamaya yitbarach yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal shemei dekudasha barichu le'helam min kol berata v'shihirata Tushbechata v'nechemata Dahamihira miyahoma V'meru Amen.
Rise and turn to page 26 for the Baruch Hu.
Yada die 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 Yada die 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 Yada die 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 Yada die 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 Yada die die die, yada die die die, yada die die die, yada die die die. Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'en le'olam va'en. Yada die die die, 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 yada die die die.
We remain standing, but turn to the reading on the bottom of page 29. I hope that you'll join with me. Holy is twilight, the realm of in-between. And so our sages taught, pray in the moments when light and darkness touch. We are all twilight people, beyond categories and labels. May the sacred in-between of this evening suspend our certainties, soften our judgments, and widen our vision. Let it illumine our way to the God who transcends all boundaries and definitions. Blessed are you, God of all, who brings on the twilight. Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim. Page 32.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Shem kevod malchuto leolam va'ed.
You may be seated if it's your custom. We continue with Ve'ahavta on page 34.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meyodecha v'hayu advarim ha'ele asher anokim etzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levadecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha beveitecha u'v'lechtecha v'derech uv'shakbaha uv'kumecha ukshartam lahod al yadecha v'hayu letotafot beineinecha uv'tavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha Lemahan tiskeruhu vasitem et kol mitzvotai vitem kedoshim lelochechem ahani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etem me'eretz mitzrayim liod lachem lelokim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem, amen.
We continue now with our prayer of freedom, our reminder that every single day we should be fighting for everyone's freedom. Mi chamocha, page 40.
Who is like you, Adonai?
Continue now with a reading on page 41. Crossing the sea. Eternal, watch over my small domain of light and of shadow, those few people who share my love and all others upon this earth, that sometimes shakes with thunder and reverberates with lightning. Help us to live with fear and conquer rage. Heal the hate that makes us kill and covers the ground with this Red Sea that only you can part. So we may all walk through the wilderness to your realm of peace, where all men and women are one, and sing your blessed name. We continue with the prayer on page 42, Hashkivenu.
Hashkimenu Adonai Eloheinu Lishalom Mehamidenu Shomreinu Lechayim Uferos Aleinu Sukkot lo becha v'tarkneinu behetzei tova milfanecha ve'hoshienu leman shemecha.
Grant us peace as we lay down and close our eyes. You will shelter me and my family beneath the shadow of your wings. Keep us safe and raise us up to life renewed. And through every storm, you will keep us warm, filled with love and light. Watching over us, you will carry us safely through the night. Grant us peace as we lay down and close
Adonai
our
Eloheinu,
eyes.
Lishalom,
You will shelter me
ve'hamidenu,
and my family
shomreinu,
beneath the shadow of your wings. Keep us
Aleinu,
and raise us up to
Sukkot
life.
lo becha v'tarkneinu
And through every storm,
behetzei
you
tova
will keep us warm, filled with love and light.
ve'hoshienu,
You will carry us
leman shemecha.
That was like the sexiest, jazziest Shabbat song I have ever heard. Mike and I felt like we were at some club, you know, with like, it was beautiful, but it was like, wow, yeah. Wow, let's take a break for a second after that. Okay, so we are going to continue with the Amidah on page 48.
It's such a letdown.
It's not. It's God, and it's the main prayer.
Okay,
So
good,
we're going to
good.
actually
All right,
go with
good.
that instead. So I'm going to ask you to please rise. If you are able, we join in this together.
It is. It's good. Yeah. Adonai sefata tiftachu fi agita hilatecha. Adonai, open my lips and that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Hasadim Tovim, V'Koneh HaKol, V'Zocher Hastei Avot V'Maot, Umevi Ge'ula Livnei V'Nechem, L'Ma'an Shemo Me'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ve'etzrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mekayeh HaKol atah Rav Lehoshiha, Mohorid Hatal, Mekalchel Hagim Bechesed, Mekayeh HaKol Berakamim Rabim, Sohomek Nochim Mirofei Holim, Umatir Asurim, Umikaye Emunato, Lishene Afar, Mikhambo Kabao Givurot, Umidomela, Melech Memi to Makaye, Umbat miak Yeshua, Nemana talakayo tako, Marokata Adonai, Mekaye ha-hakol, Atakadosh, Shimka kadosh, Grushim kol yom lakahalu hasela, Barokata Adonai, Ha'el ha-kadosh.
You may be seated. Page 57. I don't know how many of you were born up north, although I do know many of you were born in the cold like I was. So I see this reading in here called Snow, and I recognize the CCR was not speaking directly to this region, but I thought we could read this beautiful reading at the bottom. Join with me. On Sabbath eve, down to the world floated a kerchief of snow so very beautiful, and I grasped one end, and God grasped the other, and both of us danced with a shuddering of closeness and distance, with the dizziness of joy of our sudden love. We see this imagery in weddings, right, when they put people up on the chairs and the couple is holding a napkin, right, for a different reason, but this understanding that we spoke about last week of God marrying Shabbat, or that we are attending a wedding in that sense. It is such a beautiful notion. Some say that faith is when you reach your hand out, and when it no longer has anything to grab, God reaches back, and that's faith. So I'm going to just give us that image. Go ahead and reach your hand out as far as you can. It kind of looks like a scary World War II movie from up here, but reach it out to the side. I'm just being honest. And as far as your hand can go, imagine something else grabbing your hand. And sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes we're waking up, and waking up is enough that we're outstretching our arm as far as we can. But we need something else to grab our hand back. And so I think, it's such a beautiful image, the one I just read, of faith. Page 70.
Shalom Ram Yisrael Tazim Le'olam. Shalom Ram Yisrael Tazim Le'olam. Be'otahu Melech Adon L'kol Shalom. Be'otahu Melech Adon L'kol Shalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Tazim Le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Tazim Le'olam. V'tov ba'inech levarech et amah Yisrael. Mepolir u'bechol shabbat b'shlomem. Shalom Rav Yisrael Tazim Le'olam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Tazim Le'olam. Tazim Le'olam. Tazim Le'olam.
How many of you remember singing that song in youth group or camp? Did anyone remember that? So tomorrow night is our very first of many firsts, a going back to youth group. Tomorrow is our first night of Beefy. There will be a youth group event here tomorrow. So I'm just so excited and wanted to bring that to the Bema, and I see Hannah, and I think, that's so important. That was so important to us, and, I know to Rabbi Torah how important it was, and so now as we bring it full circle after COVID, I think COVID really screwed a lot of our teenagers. It's back, okay? So I'm so proud to be able to say tomorrow night that we will have a youth group event. And on that really great thought, go ahead and take a few moments of silent meditation.
meditations
meditation
of my heart
of my heart
be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my Redeemer. You that song in Raphi, Vegion, Libi, Lifanaha, Adonai Surim, Vegohali, Adonai Surim, Vegohali, Adonai Surim, Vegohali.
We take a moment now to turn our thoughts towards those in our congregation and our family and this world that are in need of healing. So many names, so many relationships, so many of us. And so in a moment after I read the names of those in our congregation who have been asked to be read out loud, I'll invite you to add names of those you're thinking of as well. We're thinking of Sarah Gastman, Terry Gilner, Barbara Storensis, and Svidov Ben Binyamin Vishendel, Jordana Fuller, Jahim John and Shari Hershey, Goran Kissick, Norman Ross, Bob Sheehan, Stan Silverberg, Maria Sklar Kodosa, Stephen Snyder, Sandy Steinberg, Marcia Turkin, Matthew Sternberg Yee, and Shelley Bowden. If you'd like to add any names or I mispronounced your loved one's name, please do so as my hand passes where you're sitting.
Dean and Marcy Gossman.
And it's okay when you overlap names. I pray God hears our thoughts also. I really do feel that way. And so we join together now in our prayer for healing, Misha Berach, on page 76. This week's Torah portion is Ki Tavo. How many of you, just lie if you didn't, watch this morning's video? Yes. Oh, overwhelming. But I actually do know many of you are watching, and I appreciate that. So we are in the Sidra of Kitavo, and here we have the two mountains, the mountain of blessing and of curse, trembling before us. We have a lot of moments of ira, of awe, which is often mistranslated as fear. But we also have a sentence in this parsha that says, "You shall inscribe upon the stones all the word of this teaching very clearly." So we're talking about Torah, we're talking about understanding that there are certain requirements, and what this comes out of within context is when you go into Israel, you have to do three things when you go into the land they're about to go into. And one of them is write down everything. And I was thinking about how there are so many of us who have been blessed to have generations above us tell us stories, and how those stories sometimes get lost either with us or with other generations. And I wanted to just bring it to the congregation and think about oral and written tradition. How many of you have ever written down a story that someone has told you? And what's a motivation for writing it down? Just throw out some answers. Remember. Exactly, to pass it on after us. What else? Let me make the question a little bit easier. How many of you have passed on recipes? Right? That is someone's tradition as well. And I don't think anyone would challenge that, especially in this room. How many of you can still taste the time you tasted that recipe when the person made it who passed you the recipe, right? I remember when I first moved into my first adult home, my mom wrote all of her recipes. I asked her to do it in her handwriting so that I would have her handwriting in all the recipes. And I know that sometimes people get books that says like Grandpa Remembers or Grandma Remembers, and you can interview someone and they're answering all the questions in their handwriting. But it made me think about ethical wills. And it made me think about this notion of many of us have a will, right? The property. We know where we want it to go. When I was pregnant, I knew that was something I had to do before I had a child. There's still many people, I will say, that don't have wills in our life, and you should do that. If you do have children, that's a gift to them so that they don't have to decide. But a living will, an ethical will, is different. This has to do with what values do you want to pass down? You know, Moses, speaking on behalf of God, was not as specific as to write down all the laws, right? We're talking about lowercase and uppercase T for Torah. One is the 5 books of Moses, and the other is all of the rest, right? So if you look at our wills for property as Torah, it's a very clear thing what you delineate out and how you handle property. And I'm not a lawyer, as I use all the wrong words, I'm positive, as I see Helen being like, really? But the written, the oral, the stories in between, that's where we get a chance to pick what gets passed down in terms of values, family narratives, things that are important to us. And so how many of you, have any of you written an ethical will? I think Rabbi Torab had at some point a workshop. I read in the files that we did this. We need to do it again. So an ethical will asks some really tough questions. It says, you're not here. We know a property will is done after, when we pass away, someone reads it. But this says, you're no longer here. What should we know? I want you to think about the time if you've ever sat with someone as they're passing away, or at least as they're aging. And the words start to come out so quickly because we can't catch them all. We just want to catch them all. Write them down or put them in our memory or tape record it, which we don't have tape recorders anymore, but like get the words down so we can pass it on. But so many of those stories are lost, so many of those recipes, so many of those narratives. An ethical will allows us to write down what we want to pass on. What's our legacy going to be? Very often in the Jewish world, we talk about a legacy campaign, and that's often financial. What are we going to leave as our financial legacy? And it's important. But there's also, what are we going to pass down l'dor vador? And for me, that doesn't seem like it has to do with money. That seems like the intangible. So I wanted to bring it to you. What is a lesson, or a recipe, frankly, that someone passed down to you? Yeah, good. No? Oh, I thought you were raising your hand. Sorry, sweetheart. No? What, someone else want to give one? Yeah, please. Giving back to community. I want you to think based on that. What is your first memory of tzedakah? Whether you were brought up Jewish or not, what's your first memory of giving to someone who is not getting for a birthday in that sense, or a holiday? Okay, just think about it. That is absolutely something for a living will, to make sure you think of others. Make sure you think larger than yourself. What's another lesson that you've been taught? Yeah. Don't complain about the things you can't change. Geez, I should have heard that one a little bit more. Don't complain about the things you can't change. Wouldn't that be a helpful thing to write down for someone? You know, how many of us think of sort of like bumper stickers that follow us along in our, like through our day, narrating our day? You know, that one, for instance, would be a great thing to be reminded every single day you wake up, or be grateful you woke up, or, you know, don't sweat the small stuff, that sort of thing. What else? I interrupted you. Yeah, sir. Be a mensch. Absolutely. What is a mensch, though? Because it's a hard word to describe. It's one of those words in another language that's nuanced. How would you describe mensch?
I would describe it as an
Honorable person, okay? And if somebody, let's say in the future generations, didn't have that Yiddish, sort of a Yiddish cup to understand what that is, how would you explain it otherwise? Yeah?
Like pornography, you know it when you see it.
Yes. So that might be received differently in each family. I'm not sure if everyone heard online. It's like pornography. You know it when you see it. Exactly. Yes. It's also a feeling, though, I would say also. So I did a funeral the other day, and sadly, as they were lowering this boy's great-grandfather into the ground, he started crying out, "Opa, I'm going to miss you. I love you. Thank you for all the lessons you have taught me." And he starts listing out these lessons that his great-grandfather had taught him. It was so humbling, but it was just, for me, a quintessential mensch moment. He was holding his mom's hand as she was weeping. He's this little boy, you know, just really, he understood what that meant to pass on messaging, and he saw the value in it. So what else were we taught? Yeah. Choose your battles carefully, or not all battles should be chosen. Absolutely. What else? Fight like hell. Okay. Fight like hell. Yeah. Yeah. Promote education, did you say? Yep. Hannah? Hannah. I don't know. It might be slightly more subtle. Be a leader. Yeah, absolutely. Look for opportunities to be a leader. Yeah, Stephanie. Stand up for what you believe in. Don't be a bystander. Be an upstander. Yeah. Yeah, Sue. Spend time in nature. You know, I was not told that. I did not come from a very nature, loving family, but that's a great thing to remember and be taught. Yeah.
My father always said, whatever you're going to be the best one.
Whatever you're going to be the best one. That's nice. Laugh.
My father used to say, just to counter that, no decision is irreversible.
Wow, no decision is irreversible. Do you know what I love, guys? Even if I didn't hear any one of your answers, the smile that came across each of your faces as you shared it, that's what the ethical will is about. It's what's inside of you that makes that message need to be passed on. Those were all extremely important things to be passed on. But it's how do you cultivate a feeling on paper? Well, it may not be on paper. You may record yourself. You may do interviews. You may decide to have an evening of storytelling. I know on the Bema, Mike has told me different congregants have shared their experiences. We need to do more storytelling. We need to do more sharing of what our values are based on. All of us are at this congregation for a different reason. I can guarantee that. Some overlap, absolutely. But a lot of it has to do with bringing our common shared values, hopes, dreams, to one place that's pretty safe to express that. And so as we come towards the high holidays, as we march through the month of Elul, and we're starting to think about what matters, it's also a real good time to sift out what doesn't matter, right? What can we let go of? What wouldn't we take the time to pass on to the next generation? Even if it was something someone told you was super important. Do you need an example, or can someone give an example? What's something you learned that, is just not something you're going to pass on? That's the answer, right? Sometimes we can't even say it, but we all know of certain lessons. We all know certain people we didn't want to be like in our lives, and that was a good lesson also, right? Role models sometimes don't show us what we want to be, they show us what we don't want to be. And so as God, through Moses, is talking to the Israelites, when you go into Israel, write this stuff down. I think God knew, do you think Moses and the Israelites knew that no matter how many years later, if you want to say 5,000, it's been a long time since this was told, that we would be learning from those lessons? You know, I think God understood we would be studying Torah today. But when we do Torah study here, which I love, we have now 30 to 40 people that come for Torah study. How do you make Torah relevant? You keep looking at it through new eyes and new experiences. And that doesn't mean it has to be new people. It means that we're not the same as we were last week or last year when we studied it. And so when this was written down, God also said, anyone who ever was or ever will be, it's as if they're getting the Torah, right, when we received the Torah at Sinai. So people who converted, same point, you were there. People who weren't born Jewish, you were there. People who are Jewish in 10 more generations who aren't born yet, they received Torah same time as us. So if we think of our lives as the lowercase t Torah, a grouping of lessons and stories and values, how can we pass that on? We don't get to write our own 5 books. I guess some of us could. But we do it, I think, through storytelling. And one of those ways to capture the stories is through ethical wills. So I hope that as the year goes on, and it's not high holidays, I would love to teach a workshop with a few different people we've been speaking about and speaking to on ethical wills, on how do you write one. At the same time, how do you do end-of-life planning? At the same time, how do you give legacy gifts? There's so much that you could see as a gift to the next generation, and it just has to do with planning before you're in the stage of your life where it's a problem to even face those things. How many of you don't have to raise your hand, but I will, are uncomfortable talking about your own death? Yeah, there's one honest person in here, 2 honest people, but that's okay. I think that some people aren't, but a lot of people are. And as we face our parents getting older, our grandparents getting older, as we age, there's a lot of things we don't want to deal with. It's just too big, too daunting, too full of ira, fear, and awe. And sometimes looking at this when you're not at a point of tragedy or not at a point where you think you don't have much longer, it allows you some perspective and some time. And so join me whenever we can to share your stories. I love hearing stories. I love telling stories, but that's the best way, I think, to get to know one another. That's how values are shared. That's how life is shared. And when we do finally have this workshop, join us to figure out how to write that down and disseminate your words onto the next generation. Whether you have kids or not, we are standing on the shoulders of people who came before us, and many we will never know and have never known, but they have shared their stories. So as we continue through Deuteronomy and through this Shabbat, let our words be written down not just as we enter into the land and in the 5 books, but as we enter and make decisions and choose different life choices through our values, through our stories, and through this Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. We're going to continue now on page 78 with the words of Aleinu L'Shabeach. I invite you to please rise if you are able as we open the ark.
Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gula yotzer bereshit, shelo asanu koye haratzot, velo hosamanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo samkalhenu kahem, v'gohor aleinu kachol hamonam, va'anaknu korim, Umishtakavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlakim hakadosh baruch hu v'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yikah Adonai echad Ushemo echad.
You may be seated. Page 85. Our thoughts turn to loved ones whom death has taken from us in recent days, and those who died at this season in years past. Our hearts open as well to the wider circles of loss in our community and wherever grief touches the human family. Zichronam livracha, may their memories forever be a blessing and a lesson now and always. In our congregation, we are thinking of the following: Patricia Nelson, Peter Gray, Joan Schauder. We continue with our yahrzeits, the yearly anniversaries for the following individuals: Nobuko Arakaki, Rebecca Braustein, Isaac Castle, Wayne Cohen, Jay Drotman, Francis Igalka, Emily Fishman, Gussie Gans, Edward M. Gilberg, Frank Goldberg, Milton Hoffman, Annie Kranzel, Philip Lublin, Rachel Magolevsky, Milton Newman, Adele Belofsky-Pinsker, Morris Root, Fanny Rosenbluth, Sarah Schneiderman, Pauline Schwartz, Anita Scher, Marcia Skalka, Howard Squires, and David Yaffin. If you have any names to add or I mispronounced your loved one's name, I'm sorry, I'll ask you to re-say it and stand at that moment. Any names for Kaddish? We join together and we turn to the Mourner's Kaddish. The words are on page 86. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'alma divrach cherutei v'amlich malchutei, b'chayachon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mivarach leolam olmeol maya. Yitzbarach v'yishtabach v'yitzpoar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal. Shmei dekudesha rechu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Ta'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabbah min Shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. You may be seated. It's my honor to call up Eugene Lisansky to offer some announcements and to wish you all a Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. My heart is always full after experiencing this service and wonderful music today. Really nice. And I'm looking forward with great anticipation to my first high holidays here at Beth-El. A couple of announcements. Tomorrow at 10 a.m., President Mike Shapiro is going to lead a shofar-sounding boot camp, which sounds tough. And on Sunday morning, before Sunday school at 8:45, we have the Brotherhood Schmooze. Boys in the Hood make breakfast for everyone, but we do need some help for prep and cleanup. And then next Wednesday, the 25th, we have the book club at 10:45. Shabbat Shalom.
Mike's going to make you do 20 tequillas before you give a final blast. So in a moment, we will hear the shofar blast as we are in the month of Elul. So I want to thank Bruce for doing this honor for us tonight. Ezra is fine. He is in Miami on his first flight by himself home, or his other old home. So Shabbat Shalom to him. And we want to just really thank all of you for leading us in prayer, because I don't usually get this group. This is for you guys, and it is wonderful to be able to share the Bima together. So thank you. We are going to join in Motzi, and then we'll have a shofar blast, and then Olam Chesed Libaneh. Please rise. Baruch Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Shabbat Shalom.
Tekiah. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.